2 Florida Panthers players joined the growing trend and refused to participate in South Florida Hockey Pride Night.
Puck drop between the Panthers and Leafs last night, but the real drama took place pre-game. Florida warming up in Pride jerseys, but brothers Eric and Marc Staal sitting out, saying publicly the jersey goes against their Christian beliefs. Not so for the rest of the team.
You know, a night like tonight, for me, really is just all about including everybody, and it's in my opinion, it's by far the greatest game in the world, and everybody's welcome in my locker room.
The NHL has held annual Pride Nights for years. Most players embrace them.
The vast majority of players and teams firmly support human rights, firmly support the LGBTQ plus community. It's only a small, tiny number that are the detractors.
But those outliers make headlines. San Jose's goalie opted out of wearing a Pride jersey last week. This Philadelphia defenseman did the same in January.
I respect everybody. I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion.
And it's not just NHL players backing off. 3 teams have recently canceled their pre-game Pride skates. Chicago citing a potential backlash against Russian players after that country passed a law making it illegal to promote LGBTQ rights.
In the case of Russia, athletes can quickly become geopolitical actors and actors without agency, so geopolitical victims.
Off-ice NHL moves that hit players in much lower leagues hard. This Calgary rec team made up of LGBTQ players.
In making progress in life, sometimes you do have to take steps back before you can advance forward. But I mean, I would be remiss without saying that we were absolutely disappointed to see this and heartbroken.
Well, back in the big leagues, the NHL insists their sport, their league, is for everyone too. Aaron Collins, CBC News, Calgary.
Players for the National Hockey League's Florida Panthers, Eric and Marc Staal, declined to participate in the team's Pride Night on Thursday, citing religious beliefs. Eric and Marc Staal of the Florida Panthers have become the latest hockey players to refuse to take part in Pride-related activities. ESPN reports that the brothers declined to wear LGBTQ-themed warm-up jerseys like the rest of the team. In a statement released by the team, they said, quote, "We carry no judgment on how people choose to live their lives and believe that all people should be welcome in all aspects of the game of hockey. Having said that, we feel that by us wearing a Pride jersey, it goes against our Christian beliefs." End quote. Previously, San Jose goalie James Reimer refused the gear, and the Chicago Blackhawks canceled plans to wear it, saying it could imperil its Russian players back home. Teammate and all-star forward Matthew Tkachuk had a different view on participating in Pride Night, saying that the players in the locker room have the right to their opinion, but that he was excited to be a part of the event. The Pride Night event included fundraisers for LGBTQ plus nonprofits and a ceremonial puck drop featuring Stuart Milk. That's the nephew of civil rights leader Harvey Milk. Whoa, so there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
I have to, neither here nor there, but I play on a few gay leagues, and one of the softball league got an invitation to be a part of, not to be a part, but to attend Pride Night. And a lot of us were really excited about it. I couldn't attend for a number of reasons, but I was really excited about it. That is, these things are really meaningful, right? To kind of be there in these spaces and see spaces that are not historically, right, LGBTQ friendly. Yeah. The NHL has a long, long history, not just of homophobia, but of anti-blackness. I mean, there's of really not being a particularly welcoming space unless you're a white man, right? It has a long, long history of that. So there's a lot about the story to appreciate, that it's still held, right? Like unlike in other instances that they didn't,
they canceled it?
Right.
Else? Yeah.
I don't want to kind of take a huge victory and at least they didn't cancel, of course you shouldn't cancel this, but that is, it's really important that we're talking about kind of the ways that we should all kind of find our voice and our protest, right? Right to the Panthers, right to NHL, and show your support of having LGBT inclusive spaces in this, right? We're also supporting you, and you need to support us, right? Yeah. I'll stop there for now. Just
look, I don't like hockey. It's cold, and I don't like hockey. The only interesting part of it is when teeth go flying and when people fight. That's it. Okay. When I think of hockey, I unfortunately put them in the same category as NASCAR. Okay, which are just to me very transphobic, homophobic, racist. Toxic masculinity to the fullest. So these boys, you don't want to be a part of it? Bye, kick rocks, don't be a part of it. I don't need your nasty energy out there anyway.
Yeah.
You know, now, again, you know, I've played in sports, softball, U-Haul, I get it, okay? But when you're a part of a group like this, Capo, you can co-sign, right? These people become your family. And so now you are singling yourself and your brother out. You're separating yourself from the group, and you're going to end up with a hockey stick to your face and lose more teeth. I don't think that's a good idea. You know, that's what I think about this story.
What I love about the story, though, is that their teammate embraced it.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I love his comment. I love the fact that, you know, he was all about it. And
he was all about it. He's like, come into my locker room if you like.
Yeah, all these sexual undertones.
Absolutely, loved it. But I mean, that's the glimmer of hope, right? Like, so on the opposite side, we have the two brothers who are refusing to do this, but then we have people who are willing to speak up against it and be oppositional, and that gives us hope that, you know, there's better days ahead. And like you said, you know, I hate hockey too, you know. they're just asking for the puck to their face,
right?
You know, with their actions.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah, you're welcome. I signed on to it. It's a great coping mechanism, right?
To quote the great Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Yeah.
Your approval is neither desired nor required. I think you're absolutely right. It was great that they focused on the teammates that did so. I'm glad that the majority of the team chose to wear the Pride jerseys. Their teammates spoke out in favor of why this is important. You know, I obviously disagree with their interpretation of their religious beliefs, but that's their personal decision. I'm not going to be fazed by it.
I want to try to speak in what I think is fact. Eric and Marc Staal have every right to their Christian beliefs. I'm a Christian. Absolutely. I have a right to my religious expression. There is no question about that. No one is trying to muzzle that. Only Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity are trying to convince America that that's what the LGBTQ community is really doing. That is a complete lie. So Eric and Marc, you get the right to your Christian beliefs. You're wrong on every single thing after that. 100% after that. The reason is because you link the comment of your Christian right to how you're okay, queer people, because how people choose to live their life is up to them. You get it wrong right from the gate. You make the assumption that being homosexual is a choice. It is not. So you conflate your freedom to religion to choice immediately, and therefore make a horrendous and fundamental mistake. Let me take your exact argument of choice. Now it is 1958, and the Florida Panthers, which were not in existence, but if they were, we're going to have a Black Pride Night in Birmingham, Alabama. And you would make the decision based on your Christian beliefs that you cannot have any kind of patch or recognition to the black community in Birmingham, Alabama, and justify it of your Christian beliefs, because that's what Southern Christianity did in 1958. You would take it a step farther, that if the Panthers in Mobile, Alabama, or New Orleans conflated, let's have religious diversity among Christians in New Orleans or Mobile, and let's do something that embraces the Jewish community or the Muslim community in 1966, you wouldn't participate, because the Christian religion would not allow you to do that in 1966, and you could justify it. And finally, even in 1976, if the Florida Panthers were going to do something for Asian Pacific Americans, and we're going to do a special night recognizing the wonderful nature of Asian Pacific or Islanders, you would not do it because there would not be Christian embracement of the Japanese or Chinese or Indonesians in 1976. All based on your standard of choice. You totally get it wrong out of the gate. Homosexuality and being black and being born Jewish and being born a Pacific Islander is not choice. And as a result, you can't use your goddamn religion to justify it. Coming from a Christian. You totally got it wrong.
Plus News is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.